Hello guys, it's your host from the Breath Review Show. Welcome to part 3. Man, I'm sick and tired of my cameras dying on me. That's very, very frustrating. But like I said, the controls are simple and easy to learn and easy to use. But when it comes to actually using the moves and the special attacks of the characters, it's a pain in the butt. Because sometimes you need extra buttons, and sometimes get something like the Kamehameha, the Destructive Disc, all this other stuff, Special Beam Cannon, Masenko, to work. And sometimes when you want the Masenko for Ultimate Gohan, Ultimate or slash Mystic Gohan, you end up going into into Ultimate, into his Mystic form. And it goes to, the highest level I got was 6, maybe 7. When I went to that. But with arcade, like I said, with arcade, it punishes you for being good at the game. So if you do extremely well, you are going to get punished, and which means the characters are going to be a lot more faster, they're going to be a lot more agile, and they'll be in your face immediately as soon as the match starts. Which means arcade's very fun. I don't pay attention myself. I don't pay attention to PvP because I don't care about all that crap, and I don't want to hear some jerk kid or whatnot telling me how I'm trash or anything like that, which happens. It's trash talk, right? Well, people need to grow the hell up. That's my opinion. And now, when this game came out and the beta was out, I was actually very disappointed. I never actually got to play the beta whatsoever. Now, overall, the game as is, as a whole, I didn't have the same connection issues that I had when I played the beta. Now, people do have a choice of declining the request for a match. They have a choice to do that, but it took over an hour, almost 2 hours, to find a match. During the beta, was going into it, I was sitting there for actually longer than what I streamed for, trying to get a match, trying to see how the game is, but nothing worked. I even stopped, came back to it after a couple hours, and I still had the same problems. I was still getting kicked out of lobbies. But in the actual full game, I don't have a problem with that at all. I know there's some people have brought that up, that they are starting to notice some connection problems, like they've been kicked out of certain lobbies. But I myself have not had that problem. But with the gameplay itself, it's actually much better than the story, because it's a little bit more fun. It's difficult in some ways, especially with the controls. And with the other options of PvP, the arena matches, and ranked matches, like the world ranked matches, and being able to watch replays of stuff that you've done or already completed. And they even have a practice place where you can practice the tutorials. And the tutorials are actually quite helpful, but yet, when you're in-game, in the story, don't put the tutorials there. I mean, you already have a practice area where the entire list of the controls, of tutorials, of everything that you could practice and learn from. It's all right there. Please do not, if you're going to make another Fighter Z2 or whatnot, or anything like this again, do not put the tutorials in the storyline again. Even if it's just even if it's a bonus for extra money or whatnot, I don't care. It's actually quite annoying. Please don't. I mean, I might probably be the only one who's complaining about it, but please don't. It's not good. It's quite irritating. I mean, you have an entire spot specifically for that right there in the lobby, and the lobby characters, they're adorable. I like that. I like that. And all the whole lobby thing and inside the lobby, it's actually quite nice. But with the tutorials, I mean, come on. You already have one place for practice. You know, if you got practice mode, it's right there. It's for all the tutorials for you to practice, to learn something that you were trying to figure out while playing through the story, while playing through the game. But like I said, I was disappointed in the beta. I never actually got to play the beta at all, period. I mean, if the Dragon Ball Fighter Z was to did well enough to get another installment, too much, like I said with the story, it's a laugh. It's something you could just easily forget about. It's nowhere near as good as the actual gameplay itself, and it's something you just, that's actually quite enjoyable. You know, it almost looks like a damn movie that you would see, but still, it's more about the gameplay than the actual story. In the other Dragon Ball Z games, you actually play throughout the story. Like, you're the character in the story, you're playing throughout the story. And it's just, like, it's just bonkers. It's too much comedy. It takes away from the seriousness of the upcoming Doom. Like, oh, this is Apocalypse. Hey, let's laugh about it. Let's just make fun of the whole thing. No, it's like the upcoming Doom. Like, this character's far stronger than everything that we've faced before, and we gotta work with our enemies, or we gotta somehow come together. We aren't allowed to use our full extent of our powers or anything like that, so we're screwed. And well, let's just sit here and laugh about it. Hey, better yet, let's go over a six-pack or something. Let's sit there and laugh about it. You know. Like, what I wrote here is like, you can like and enjoy it, but will never remember this game for its story more than an actual gameplay. And I say again, please take this, for those watching, please take this with a grain of salt. This is just my opinion of the game itself. And before I end it here, even though it should be all in one video and not in three, but like I said, my cameras are dying, and they shouldn't have been because they were full battery when it started. But I would like to say that Dragon Ball Fighter Z is actually a good game. Good game. Though it was terrible in beta, in my opinion, with serious connection issues and lag. There was some lag. There was some lag in the lobby. And when it comes to loading screens, it was actually pretty bad. It would take forever for loading screens. Loading screens in the storyline, now that I look at that and remember, how can you take from one, you go from one thing where you guys got a cutscene, and then immediately goes into a loading screen. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. About a minute or two later, hey, we can fight! Yay, that's so fun! It takes almost about 2 minutes for that loading screen to go away, so you can go right back into fighting, or go and fight in that match. That's another thing that I would say that's a downside of it, in my opinion, is that it takes, loading screens take way too long. I mean, you're sitting there, I mean, you can literally get up out of your chair, go get a drink, or go make some food and come back, and then, oh, okay. But in my opinion, with the gameplay itself, I would say myself, I was having an 8 out of 10 experience. But with involving the story and some of the other issues that I've mentioned in the earlier videos that I find annoying or quite just plain difficult, I would give this game a 7 out of 10. If I was to literally sit here and do a legitimate review besides just giving my impression of it, short bio of it, of the story, and whatnot. But overall, it's a good game. I would find the other games like I mentioned, like Xenoverse 1, 2, Budokai Tenkaichi. I would rather, in my whole opinion, and in other ones that I've played before, and other ones I played like Battle of Z or whatnot, I would rather play them all the time than play Fighter Z. I hate to say that, but I would say within the Dragon Ball franchise, in my opinion, I would say Dragon Ball Fighter Z is probably the weakest, especially when it comes to story. I'm going to have to say that. So anyway, guys, I'm your host. It's time to end this video. If you like what you've heard and you have your own opinions, let me know in the comments down below. So above all else, that's all I got for you guys today. So let's cool down and look forward for the next review. Peace.